All right, I'm live now. Okay, Instagram, Facebook, www.madronaldradio.net, um, Mad Ronald Radio Network podcast page on Facebook. Who else? Mad Ronald Radio Vision on YouTube. What's up, y'all? Mad Ronald all up in this motherfucker right now, man. What's happening, man? It's early in the morning, man. Late at night. I ain't got nothing better to do. Go online podcast with y'all, talk with y'all, man. What's everybody up to, man? Let me see who's in. I see Instagram, Hood Fella Baby just joined. What's up, man? What's going on, man? How you doing? I see over here. I got people watching me over here on Facebook too. What's up, y'all? What's going on, man? What's happening, man? It's Saturday morning. I was about to say Friday night, man. What's going on, man? What y'all doing, man? What's the world like on y'all side of the world, man? Down here, it ain't too much of nothing going on, man. It's like shit. It just is what it is. It be what it be, man. You know what I mean? And Hood Fella Baby said, top of the morning, homie. I guess if that's what we gonna call it, you know what I mean? Madman 4777 say, what's rolling, big bro? What's up, man? What it be like, homie? What's going on, man? You know what I'm saying? I'm just chilling, man. It's like just chilling, man. You know what I mean? More of this bullshit, man. I'm just chilling, taking the world for what it is, man. Being observant things like that, there, man. You know what I mean? I got some topics to discuss. You know what I'm saying? Exclusive closet 99 says top of the morning, top of the red, big homie. All right, homie, top of the morning, man. What it be like, homie? That be like, man. You know what I mean? I'm sitting back just chilling, man. I'm just tripping, man. You know what I mean? I've been tripping off of something. You know what I mean? I said I want to the chain gang like be the same, man. Hey, I know, homie. Homie, I done been all up in there, man. I did God damn, I put it like this. I did five motherfucking tours of the state prison, homie. So I know what it be like. I know what them prisons, man. That shit ain't no joke, man. I was in the pen, man. The first time I ever went to prison was 1987. I was 20 years old, man. And the last time I got out of prison was 2008, and I was 40, man. I went to prison 5 times between 20 and 40. So you could imagine how much you can imagine, and that was a lot of in and out right there. You know what I mean? I've been to so many California prisons. It's ridiculous, man. They're they finna start releasing a lot of people out here, man, because of COVID-19. A lot of people gonna start getting out the prisons here because of COVID-19. They was talking about that I guess it's so crowded here, man. At one point in time, the prisons were over 180,000 people here in California. There's 33 prisons here, and the prison was over 180,000 at one given point in time. Dino Davis over there. Dino, what's up, homie? I know you must be driving that truck right now, early this morning, late at night, man. You know what I mean? Chasing that bread. I ain't mad at you. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, like I was saying, y'all, here they talking about releasing a lot of people out the prisons here, man. They said that I forget the number of people that they already had scheduled to get out, because I know some people is getting out early now, right? But just this week, they said that they finna let out 8,000 more people. I said, damn. But in California prison, man, it's still a lot of people in the prisons. You know what I'm saying, man? Our prisons, man, are overcrowded, man. They've been that way. We have gymnasiums in our prisons they don't even use for recreation. The gymnasiums in the California prisons, they actually use those for like dormitory settings and shit. You know what I mean? And it said back to the basics. Said I hope they let us out this feds. They ain't budging. I don't know about the Fed, but I know California. I know CDC's letting a lot of people go, man. They letting that people are getting mad about it because they said that they letting a lot of nonviolent offenders go. But shit, I think they letting some violent offenders go also, man. You know what I mean? It's crazy. Madman 4777 said we just had a riot down here. Where's that at, man? Where did they just had a riot at? Where you at? You must be in. Where you at in Georgia in prison? down_bless just joined. What's up, man? All right, man. I see y'all up this morning, man. Shit, hey, shit. At least I ain't up by myself, man. You know what I mean? I like to get up. I like to catch everybody online, man. You know what I mean? I was I've been tripping. Oh, Waycross, Georgia. Okay, you were in Ware State Prison. You in Waycross, Georgia. You down there, right. I read about the riot. I read about the riot down there, man. I read about the riot down there, man. I read about that. I read about the riot, and I heard some people actually got killed. I heard National Guard came in. Somebody contacted me on Facebook, I think it was, and told me that some people actually got killed down there because of the fact that all that I saw on that riot was I had actually seen where it was something where there was some people that I guess had been shot or some shit like that there. It was actually Facebook footage that I had seen. You know what I mean? It was that Big Shrek 99 gangster said, "What's up, OG? All right, what's happening, homie?" You know what I'm saying? Hey, yeah, man, but I was tripping, man. Sean Morris said, "How you feeling, my brother?" Oh, man, I'm good. What's up, Sean? That's my childhood homie right there, man. Hey, man, I'm good, man. Dino David said, "You look a lot better, homie." Blessings. I am, Dino. I'm staying out the streets away from motherfuckers, man. I'm trying to stay at my healthiest, man. I just did my, okay, last week, y'all, I took the antibody. I took the test for the antibodies, and they did like the physical and, just to make sure I was all right. And you know what I mean? And when I did that, actually, the doctor contacted me yesterday and told me that I'm healthy as a motherfucking horse right now. And on top of that, I possess the COVID-19 antibodies. So you know what I mean. They still studying, doing the research on it though, but they trying to make the determination of whether or not the antibodies can help other people, because if you got the antibodies, that is that is how do I say, the antibodies strengthen you because the antibodies fight the COVID-19 virus, but just like this here, the antibodies also target COVID-19, so the immune system itself is going to attack COVID-19 as soon as it enters the body, because that's the problem why so many people catch it now. People's bodies don't recognize it, so it has the opportunity to replicate, and it'll get stronger than the immune system. You see what I'm saying? Big Shrek 99 Gangster over here on Instagram says, "Yeah, I was gonna say how you doing. So I'm from Rochester, New York. I know about you, big homie." Oh, okay, you from my hometown, man. Hey, I'm from Rochester, New York, man. I was born there, homie. I go back and visit all the time, man. Whenever I get the opportunity. I actually got a big ass family down there, man. I actually got a really, really big family in Rochester, New York, man. You know what I mean? I mean, we shit. My people been there forever, man. My people damn near been there since the Underground Railroad, man. Literally. You know what I'm saying? And I mean, really, man. My daddy family and my mama family come from down there, man. I was actually born there, but I came to LA. They brought me to LA in '68. So I've been to LA all my life. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man. I was tripping, man. I was watching the news, man. I've been reading the news and watching the news. I be tripping, man. Hey, I'm gonna tell y'all something that's interesting, right? Los Angeles y'all know LA is the gangbang capital, right? Y'all know that. Y'all know LA is the gangbang capital. You know what I'm saying? Said, don't let them test you too much, bro. Be safe. No. They didn't test me. What they did was when I did the antibody test, since I did the since I was ill, what they did was, since I was ill, we can't go to doctors like we used to because of the fact that it's a lot of non-contact. So what they did was they took I did like the physical. They did my blood work. So what I did was they asked me, what did I want to let them do it? I said, yeah, because I want to know my status with the coronavirus. See, I want to know if I still got it. I want to know if I'm infectious. I want to know all this shit here. To be realistic with you, and honestly, my status with the coronavirus right now, I'm so far above and beyond it right now that I they don't know if I can catch it again, but I can't catch it right now because my antibodies and my immune system is so strong right now when it comes to it. You know what I mean? And that's the good thing about that. See what I'm saying? So it puts me in a greater position as far as having an understanding of what my own health and condition is like. And everybody should be tested, man, because you want to know what the fuck your health is like. Because people are dying from it, man. Shit, how the fuck you don't want to know if you got a deadly disease or not? Because if you got it, now you can start taking precautions in order to protect yourself. Whatever you need to do in order to keep your health up, whether that means that your ass need to be taking vitamins, whether you need to quarantine, stay in the motherfucking house. That means whether or not you need to be seeing a doctor on a regular. You understand what I mean? You need to know your status. And that's everybody, man. And I say that because we also have to worry about those that are attached to us, our families, the kids and the elders. Donald Trump is on the news talking about kids can't get the virus. I just watched on CNN earlier today when they were showing a little boy that had it. I forget how old he was. A little boy had 2 strokes. He survived the shit, but it damn near killed him. At the same time, there was a 7-year-old that died from the coronavirus in Georgia. So that shit they saying is bullshit, talking about kids can't get it. I mean, but us as adults, we got to be responsible. At the same time, we got to be aware. And being aware means that we got to be cautious and conscious of what our own status is when it comes to dealing with this illness, because they don't understand the shit. And even though we might be strong enough to get through it, we might pass it on to somebody who might not be strong enough to get through it. Don't forget, asymptomatic are the people that don't have no symptoms, don't feel sick, look healthy as a motherfucker, but at the same time, they're carriers. And you can be asymptomatic. You want to know your status. You simply want to know your status because of the fact that you don't want to infect others. And that's very important. You know what I'm saying? And I say that because, and I speak on this a lot, right? The reason I speak on it a lot is since I had it, I know how serious the shit is. The shit damn near killed me. The only thing to save me was my health. And the doctor told me that the other day, simply because of the fact that I practice a healthy regimen of eating. I don't eat beef. I don't eat pork. I don't eat white salt. I don't eat granulated sugar. I don't eat motherfucking, I barely drink milk. You know what I mean? I don't smoke. I don't drink. You know what I mean? The last time I drank alcohol was in January. So that tells you I'm not even a social drinker. I'm a moderate drinker. You know what I mean? I don't do too much to put myself in the line of danger. But the thing about that is this. I've become very aware of it, and I feel that it's important to constantly talk about it because of the fact that people don't have an understanding. I'm one of them motherfuckers who said, I never get that shit. That's just like waiting on the boogeyman to come. You know what I'm saying? But when I got that shit and was in that hospital bed hooked up to that motherfucking breathing machine, I was that motherfucker like, God damn, what the fuck? I was like, oh shit. I was in that motherfucker like, oh hell no. Now I believe that part of my assignment now is to have the opportunity and the ability to be able to educate others on it, man, because it's very important, man. And I say that not for my well-being, but for all y'all well-being. Not even just for the people who's watching me live right now, but the people when I repost this that are going to be paying attention because of the fact that everybody needs to know their status, homie. You need to know your status because if you find out that you got it, you might need to stay away from your elders. You know, our loved ones, we know sometimes it might hurt that we can't be in contact and hug them and maybe kiss them and the things that we do, you know, to show our love to our loved ones, right? But at the same time, man, what greater level of love can you show them protecting them from such a deadly virus? Because a lot of our elders have underlying issues. You see what I'm saying? So that's kind of crazy, man. But yeah, like I was saying to y'all though, man, y'all know that LA is the gang capital of the world, right? And the interesting thing about Los Angeles, man, is that we got motherfucking hundreds of gangs here, man. LA every 10 blocks, sometimes every 5 blocks, sometimes every 2 or 3 blocks is another gang territory, another group of combatants, another group of enemies, another politic. I mean, and it's crazy, right? So the thing about it, the trip off of is here in LA, man, I don't know about it anywhere else. But here in LA, man, we got something that might be unique when it comes to the gang structure and it comes to the landscape of gangs. We got police gangs here. You see what I'm saying? And I be tripping off of this here, and this is some shit been around for a long time. I mean, for instance, y'all, I'm not sure y'all might have heard of WASP. You know what I'm saying? Y'all might have heard of motherfucking the Vikings, the 3,000 boys. What is it? WASP. the Vikings, the 3,000 boys. Shit, they got the 2,000 boys too. Them is the county jail. They got fucking police gangs in the county jail. You know what I mean? They claim the floors that they work on. You got 2,000 floor, you got 3,000 floor, and these motherfuckers right here, they whole concept is nothing but beating the shit out of motherfuckers and abusing them and shit like this here. This is like their part of initiation. They got big ass motherfucking goon squad. They got big ass goon squad, big ass gooners. They don't hang out. They must hang out in the weight room because you never see them in the county jail unless some shit going down. And they be beating the fuck out of motherfuckers, hospitalizing motherfuckers and killing them. There have been people in LA County jail that have gotten into it with these motherfuckers and just came up missing. Literally. Just came the fuck up missing. At the same time, like I said, we got motherfucking I'm trying to think. You got Wasp, you got motherfucking 2,000 boys, 3,000 boys, you got the Vikings, you got the latest ones I've been hearing a lot about is the Executioners. The Executioners is a sheriff's gang in Compton, the Compton PD. They say they run the motherfucking the department there. They said the Executioners run the sheriff department in Compton. And the Executioners, this is the thing about the Executioners. Women can't join and blacks can't join. That's the thing about the Executioners. These motherfuckers are called the Executioners. They got insignia. They has got some kind of Nazi sign in it, and they got an AK-47 in it, and they got flames in it and shit. But this part of their initiation, I heard, was to shoot a motherfucker. I guess when they kill somebody or they shoot somebody, that's part of their initiation. Then they got a lot of prospects also. I'm watching the news and I see Mayor Asia Brown. Asia Brown is the mayor of Compton. Now this woman is the mayor of Compton. Go on the Mad Ronald Radio Network podcast page and check out the news clip that I put up there. And yeah, exclusive Clause 99 said the skull head with the flames and the Nazi helmet. Right. You know what I'm talking about. Exactly. You know exactly what I'm talking about. Y'all go on there, go on the Mad Ronald Radio Network podcast page. And y'all gonna see some clips that I posted about the Executioners. See, they've been having police gangs in LA for a long time, and it's crazy. You know what I mean? Brenda Lewis over here on Facebook says, "Good morning, Brother Ronald. How are you? Good to see you." Good morning, sister. It's good to hear from you early this morning too. Or I guess it might be, well, to me it's late at night, so it might be early morning where you at. To me it's late at night. I haven't been to bed yet. So I'm up right now. I got to talk to the people and see what the world look like. You know what I mean? Through the eyes of the cybernet. You know what I mean? But like I was saying though, I think that part of the initiation to actually be an executioner is to shoot somebody. And the sheriffs do a lot of shooting, man. There's a culture in California. It's funny. I don't give a fuck if it's the biker culture, the street gang culture. It's a gang culture in California. It's crazy. When I was in the California state prisons, I was in like Susanville, California. Susanville is so far up that ain't no black people around there around Susanville, and they got a reception center right next door. So they bring in nothing but white people, but all the staff up there is white. And an interesting aspect about that is this here, that you will run into correctional officers and they will have like tattoos, like white supremacist tattoos, motherfucking biker tattoos. These are the kind of officers that are working in the California prisons. So it's like the police, it's like the correctional officers are a gang themselves. But the thing about these gangs like this is that these guys are, that in order for them to be initiated and like they prospect and get hazed and join, they be having to do shit like commit murder and shit, but they get away with it because of the fact that they do it under the color of authority. See what I'm saying? But these groups, they kind of wild. There was a time about maybe 15 to 20 years ago that I actually heard that the sheriffs had actually killed another sheriff out here. I think that about a West Covina Mall, if I'm not mistaken. I might be mistaken about the location and the time, but I think it was about a West Covina Mall. And the rumor was that was some shit that had to do with some of this shit here. There was even a party out here Man, that party was it about 5 or 6 years ago? And I think was it with the sheriffs or the LAPD? Y'all got to excuse me because I haven't done no fact checking on this. Everything I'm speaking right now is coming to mind because of the fact that I'm recalling it out of my head. But the thing about it that's interesting is that these are all of these facts that I'm bringing up and everything that I'm talking about. It's everything that I'm talking about. It's things that I remember. Hold on 1 second, y'all. Give me 1 second, y'all. 1 second. I'll be right back to you. Right back to y'all. Hello. Hello. We'll keep going. I'm gonna hit you back in a second. I'm gonna hit you back in a second because I'm live right now. All right, y'all. I'm back. That was my son calling me. But anyway, like I was saying though, they got the different police gangs out here, man. They kind of violent among themselves, but a lot of the initiations are based upon harassing and shooting black people and Hispanics. Because there was a young man that was just killed within the last few weeks in Gardena, right? And he was killed by LA County sheriffs. And they said that he had a gun, but they shot him in the back. And this is the funny thing about what I'm telling y'all about him being shot out here in Gardena. Gardena got their own police department. So there was no need for the LA County sheriffs to even be in the area pursuing him. You see what I'm saying? At the same time, they was totally out of their jurisdiction because this is a city that's governed by its own police department. And it's kind of crazy, you know what I'm saying, to even think about because of the fact that they really, really out here gang banging. The police gang bang on their own levels. So when you think about how they doing their thing, you know what I mean? And they get away with it. They commit murder out here in these streets and they getting away with it, man. You know what I mean? It's just some other shit, man. I was also watching the news and they had a young man that was killed earlier this week, man. Oh fuck, he was killed by Maine in 80 something, man. The dude was 14 years old, aspiring basketball player, man. This young dude was something like 6'6", 14 years old. He was an aspiring basketball star, man, and he was good, man. He was riding his bike and motherfucker shot him, man. I said that's a fucking shame, simply because of the fact that, man, we look at this shit here, man. It's like the violence, man. I don't know, man. We got to figure out what the fuck gonna happen, man. What we all gonna do? We gonna kill each other up and we gonna be extinct like the fucking dinosaurs? I mean, we don't even have nobody. We are killing ourselves at such a great rate that we are actually murdering all of the greats that will be coming from among us. You see what I'm saying? We are actually killing the greats that will be coming from among us. And this is the thing about this when I say that, right? You have to, if you black and you got a son, you got to fear for your son's life. And you have to fear for your son's life simply because of the fact that it seems like young black men are the most hunted, and I guess in the fucking world, man. Like I said, y'all know, you always hear me say this, man. The young black male is the most hunted, most hated, and most wanted on the face of this motherfucking earth. And to be realistic with you, we are most hated and most hunted and most wanted by other blacks more than anyone else, man. And it's a goddamn shame, man, that people got to live like that. I mean, and I speak like that simply because of the fact that I think that, you know, a young 14-year-old man is innocent, ain't got no gang ties, ain't got shit to do with none of this bullshit. He should have the right to live. You see what I'm saying? I don't believe anybody should die. I believe in humanity, and I believe that as people, we should all have the right to live. But if you signed up for it, that's a difference. If you signed up for the fight, you get hurt in the fight. Well, y'all ass signed up. You should have put your motherfucking suit on and your vest and everything else that went with that and got ready to get in the fight or the shootout or wherever the fuck you gonna get into. But if you just in this living your life and you going about your way, because I always say this, man, we're all related to civilians. The state of black people in America right now, the state of black America, man, is an atrocity to even think about the way that we're killing each other. And I gotta say that because of the fact that whenever I look at this, whenever I think about this, whenever I view this, my view of this is that it's crazy because of the fact that I mean it's alarming rate the way that our people are dying. You know what I'm saying? They had the funeral. I guess they did a service today in Compton for the young dude who was killed, and Master P showed up, and I guess somebody else showed up. I forget who else showed up, but it's just a goddamn shame, man, to even think about, man. You know what I mean? And I'm like that because of the fact that, man, I just look at this shit, man, and be like, damn, it ain't. It's man. I'm put it like this, man. I'm 53 years old. Me and my son excuse me, not my son. Me and my brother had a conversation a long time ago. And I told my brother, I said, man, you know, a lot of good dudes been killed in this shit, man, since we was young, right? And we had this conversation about 20 years ago, right? My brother looked at me and he said, yeah, they still dying. He said, yeah, man, people still dying, right? That was about 20 years ago, man. Motherfucker, you know how many motherfuckers have died since that time? It's ridiculous, man. You know what I mean? Brenda Lewis says, what's your opinion on why we are murdering each other the way we are? To be realistic with you, I mean, I think that the reason we killing each other the way we are is because of the fact of lack of leadership. And when I say lack of leadership, I mean leadership in the streets. Because there has to be somewhat of a directed energy towards us to live. See, uh, it's a difference. The way that people think and the way that people act is different. You got a lot of old dudes that are old. They call themselves OGs, and all they can talk about is negativity and bullshit, and influence the young people to demonstrate negativity and bullshit and think it's cool. See, first and foremost, for us to think about how to stop killing each other is to first and foremost have an evolution in thought, because we cannot keep trying to relive yesterday. You got young people that are joining gangs today. They want to fight over beefs that these gangs had that started 35, 40, 50 years ago. The young people now don't even know why they're fighting these beefs. So the reason I'm saying that is because there has to be a new level of ideology introduced. And when I speak of a new level of ideology being introduced, I mean, put it like this here. We got movements. Now we got to go outside of the external movements like Black Lives Matter. And we got to step into the internal movements. See, we got internal movements here. Like in LA, we got Ceasefire. You got Second Call. You got you got the Grid. You got all these different groups that work in the communities with the people. We have to take the Blood and Crip situation, and we have to actually reshape that situation and create a whole nother tier of this. Create a wing of this based upon prosperity. Create a wing of this based upon productivity. And create a wing of it based on peaceful living and civility. To the extent to where there has to be an understanding that just because I exist as what I do and you exist as what you do, that don't mean that we both must cease to exist. Because I don't give a fuck if it's red or blue, we still all black. But at the same time, there also has to be somewhat of an understanding where the OGs have to stand up and be men. See, you got a lot of these old motherfuckers that's lacking in their own lives, that ain't taking care of their kids. And kids raised by somebody else because daddy been in the fucking street all his life with a 40 ounce in his hand. Daddy didn't do nothing but fall to the wayside and end up being a motherfucking drug addict or whatever. You living or you're just some old washed up motherfucker worth nothing that's just living on old war stories. We gotta change that. That narrative has to change. Daddy got to start being productive and constructive, because if we understand what it is to take care of a family, what it is to bring life into this world, what it is to take care of life, what it is to love the lives that we brought into this world, then what we will have is we will have an appreciation for everybody else's lives. Because the one thing about all of this, no matter who we are, what we do, or how we do it, we all want our own people to survive this here peacefully. So we got to take into consideration the fact that as we grow and as we go, the ideology's got to change. The conversations got to change. The understandings have got to change. People are busy in the world constantly telling old ass war stories about the past. but nobody's thinking about the future. The only thing about me that separates me from a lot of these other people, or a lot of people my own age, is I'm a progressive thinker. I think with a level of forethought, so I'm always thinking about what's coming next, and I'm not really tripping off of what's going on, what happened in the past. The past is the past. We live, we learn, we keep moving. You can't miss a step, because you'll stumble, you'll fall, they'll step over you, and they'll keep moving. But the bigger picture is that the way that we look at this, the way that this is, the way that we should be viewing it. The reason I speak the way I speak right now is because of the fact that I have an understanding of what my influence, my effect, and my power is. You understand what I mean? And it's not just when I'm sitting here speaking, going live on the internet or whatever. I understand my power when I step into the neighborhood. I understand my power when the young homies see me. I understand my power when I'm in traffic and people are approaching me. I understand who I am. You know what I'm saying? At the same time, I also understand what it is that I must demonstrate. I also understand what it is, what the message is that I must deliver. I understand also, you know what I mean, that there are people that are learning from me either directly or indirectly. So I got to be conscious and cautious of everything that I do when I am in public. The messages I deliver, some people might act like it's going over their heads, but that shit will be like a boomerang and come back to them later on in life. And they'll come back to me and they'll say, hey, man, I really appreciate what you said to me. Because of the fact that, first and foremost, I'm not going to fill their minds up with bullshit. I'm going to take the time out to actually speak to them. I'm going to take the time out to give them something that is productive and constructive that they can build on. I'm looking at the best in everybody. You see what I'm saying? And that's something that's important. One of the reasons that we kill each other at the rate that we do is simply because of the fact that in this life that we're living in, a lot of people, all they get is negativity in the world. A lot of other people are mad with the world to start with. If you take into consideration that, okay, young man call himself a YG or whatever the fuck you want to call himself, right? But let's say in reality, he's a grown man. He's 25 years old, but he's so caught up on the gang life that he has lost track of the priorities of real life. So now he's living at his mama house, he living at his girl house, he living wherever he can live from pillar to post. He got to hear bullshit everywhere he goes. And all that he's going to hear is how he ain't shit. So therefore, that means that there's nothing productive and constructive introduced to him throughout his time. Nobody's pointing out his better features. Nobody's pointing out his talents. Nobody's recognizing his intellect. He can be the smartest dude in the world, but he made a bunch of badass choices. But somebody got to pick him, got to go and give him the level of insight and understanding to have it to know that no matter where the fuck you at today does not dictate your future. You just in a slump today. See, something as simple as waking up on a fucked up day, having to go out in the world and take care of business and do some real shit like go and fill out a job application can change your whole entire life. Because you might turn that application in at the right place at the right time when they might land a job that you might end up being on for the next 25, 30 years. Because once you got the job, now you're looking at life so seriously because you're tired of being viewed as not being shit. So now you found a means and a way to be something. You also found a way not to be a useless eater. Useless eater, that's what my homeboy Skip Townsend taught me that one there. The useless eater is the guy that sleeps in the house, burns the electricity, eats all the food, you see what I'm saying, but doesn't make any contributions. That's the useless eater. And when you find yourself in the right position, you will be so far beyond being that you found a means and a way that you can produce revenue. Now you can be a contributor. See, the one thing I learned about this lifetime is don't make people hate to see you, make them love to see you. Everybody loves a man that brings his own. When you come to the party, you got your own shit. Everybody want to be around you. See, don't nobody want to be around somebody that they got to take care of. But you can pop up at a house. Just like I was telling somebody, we give away turkeys every year. We do a turkey giveaway. And I was telling somebody then, I was telling the homeless people, I said, if you got a turkey, I don't give a fuck who house you pop up at. You pop up there a day and a half, 2 days before Thanksgiving with a turkey in your hand. You gonna have somewhere to stay at least until Thanksgiving night. Because while they cooking that turkey, you gonna be sitting there eating. Eating whatever they cooking. You gonna be chopping it up with them. You gonna be playing cards with them. You gonna be bullshitting with them. You know how black people do. Thanksgiving might start a day and a half in advance because they gotta start cooking the food and the family gonna start showing up. So it's the same thing because of the fact that if you come to the table and bring something, people are gonna appreciate seeing you. But you can't be a useless eater. And the problem with the streets is that the streets got so many people so distracted that they forget about who they are. They think being a man is being a self-proclaimed tough guy. They think being a man is being a convict, a motherfucker in and out of jail. The reality of this is that being a man is being someone that's on top of all your priorities and responsibilities. Somebody who ain't got too much false pride that they can't just take any job. Because sometimes you're going to have to get out there and do it if you want to get it. When I got out of prison in 2008, and I didn't have no job. My ass was doing bad as fuck. I was living in a hotel in downtown LA on San Julian and 5th, right? The thing about that was this. I was working for Labor Ready. I was not too proud to get up off my ass every day and go out and make some money. I could have went back to the dope game. I wanted to go back to the dope game. I ain't gonna lie to you. My ass was doing bad as ever. Hungry as a motherfucker. Didn't have nowhere to stay. Didn't know what tomorrow was gonna hold. But the thing about it was for me, I actually was somebody who made a proclamation not to go back to the old way of life and to try to live and to be better in the life that I'm in. And sometimes you got to think about that. Y'all, everybody has to take into consideration to understand the fact that we ourselves, once again, no matter where we at today, the present does not dictate the future. You got to be doing something good for something better to happen. If you ever hear somebody else say that, they stole that from me. I made that up. But the point that I'm making is that you cannot have too much pride when you ain't got a dollar in your pocket. I'm telling you, I'd rather go to work and work my ass off all day long and make a few dollars than to sit around and have nothing. You know what I'm saying? It's something that goes along with earning honest money where you got a feeling of pride and you're willing to return the next day because you have an understanding of the fact that if you keep doing this, you have the ability to produce more and more and more to the point to where you have the ability now to maybe invest your money into something and you can create something from it. But the bigger picture is that as a man with responsibilities, as a man living in this world, as a man with crucial needs, each and every one of us as human beings understands that nothing's free in this world. See, it's like this. When you go to jail, you know what I mean? And I'm not putting down people that are in jail because I've been to prison 5 times. My determination from that is this though. When you go to jail, outside of the politics and the bullshit, it ain't that hard. The one thing I learned about jail is no matter what I do, I'm in the California state prisons. I got a bed to sleep in. I don't give a fuck if my bed is in a hole. I don't give a fuck if my bed is in a dorm. I don't give a fuck if my bed is in a cell. I got a bed to sleep in. Laundry come around every week. I got clean clothes. I'm gonna make sure I got clean clothes. The state's gonna provide me with that. I might not have a big canteen or a big store, but I have the opportunity to walk to the chow hall and eat a meal every day. You see what I'm saying? And that's being realistic with you. I might not have nothing in my locker, but I got a free meal in the chow hall. All I gotta do is wake my ass up and get out there and go get it. So these things here are provided for me no matter what the circumstance and situation is of institutional politics, of the bullshit going on around me or whatever. In the streets, if you got a bed, you paying some motherfucking rent because that bed got to go somewhere. That bed got to go in a bedroom, a living room, or something. That bed ain't going out on the sidewalk unless your ass living in a tent. At the same time, if you got clean clothes out here, your ass gonna have to pay for them clean clothes to be clean. That means you're gonna pay for that laundromat. You're gonna pay for that motherfucking you're gonna pay for that laundromat. You're gonna pay for that motherfucking dry cleaner, whoever. If you eating 3 meals a day out here, your ass is either going to the supermarket or the motherfucker you eating at a restaurant or something like that there. And for what food costs now, if you eating in a restaurant 3 times a day, you mean your food bill is gonna be something like gonna be somewhere in the area about $40 at least. Because that's how much food costs now at a fast food restaurant. Shit, a combo now at McDonald's is about $8. Shit. So you take into consideration you eating 3 meals in a day in a restaurant. But I say all that to say this. All I got to do in prison is just exist. And I'm going to get by because I'm going to have the necessities. But in the world, it's a difference. Because that means I got to get up off my ass. If I get hungry, I got to go out here and get some money to eat. I need somewhere to sleep. I got to get some money because I got to pay some rent or do some shit like that there. I got to be in a means and a way of position to where I can take care of what I need to take care of and take care of myself at the same time. And that's very important. You see what I'm saying? See, Glock, CKA, Jack Boys say dub love. So this number for this hashtag mad. And then he says, happy belated birthday, homie. For sure, homie. Thank you, man. Happy belated. Thank you, man. You know what I mean? Hey, happy belated birthday to me, man. I'm glad I made it. And hey, man, 2020 is a weird year, man. There's been a lot of weird shit going on. And I just look at the state of the world, man. Like, goddamn, I never thought things would change overnight. And I never thought this crazy ass virus would hit and lock us all down like it did. You know what I mean? Right now, we're still in a fucked up space. You know what I'm saying? It's not so bad as it was because we're just becoming normalized. But at the same time, man, it's still crazy. You know what I'm saying? I mean, hey, man, you know, it is what it is, man. You know, I learned something, man. Be adaptable. And that's the way I live my life. Always be willing to adapt. The art of war says that you have to be fluid like water. And what that means is water has no shape. Water fills up many valleys and it fills up many valleys and whatever it is that it runs through because water has no shape and is willing to take the shape of whatever it is that it encounters. So I learned that in life. You always got to be adaptable to whatever it is that you encounter. You know what I'm saying? And we living in a space like that right now. You know, I mean, and it's crazy because of the fact that the space that we're in this life today is something that I never thought about. You know what I mean? It's like we living in a sci-fi movie now, you know. And at the same time, we don't know what to expect next. The shit's getting worse and worse as the days go by. But like I say, man, life is what it is. So, you know, we got to take it for what it be. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you know, hey, shit. It's the summertime, man. I just learned be thankful for that much there because of the fact that we living in it. I know in LA the summer's beautiful. It don't rain here or nothing. I've been to places where the humidity was crazy in the summer, but we got that much. You know what I mean? I look up and I say if we have our health, sound mind, and our freedom, hey, shit, the rest is up to us, man. We can get up and make something out of the rest of it in the day. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, like I was saying to you guys, though, man, the state of the people, man, is crazy because of the fact that the murder rate, man, I never will understand and I never will stop talking about it, man, simply because of the fact that we have to understand that civility is something that we must strive for. See, and I speak like that because shit now, okay, I remember being that young dude out in the streets wreaking havoc. I remember that dude being with the gun. It's so different. When I was young growing up and we was actually gang banging, we knew who we was going after. When I was actually gang banging, it wasn't no pride in shooting no fucking civilians. We made sure because your reputability came off the name off the name of the person that you got at. Nowadays, man, motherfuckers are shooting 14-year-old boys riding their bikes home from basketball practice. See what I'm saying? We live in a space now, man, where the game is so twisted, man, that I don't know, man. You know what I mean? When I was growing up gangbanging, all the time I gangbanged, you know, we were taught by the OGs, man, that we do not victimize civilians. You know what I'm saying? Because of the fact that one of the reasons is you just don't know whose family that is. If you're not a part of this here, You ain't got nothing to do with this. You ain't in our business. We ain't fucking with you. But we live in a space now where all of that's changed now. People don't care who they shoot. Motherfuckers just fire bullets all over the place, man. It's worse than it's ever been, man. And the thing about it that I'm looking at, man, it's like we as a people have got to fear for our young men because of the fact that our young men are becoming a fucking endangered species. We're only 14% of the United States population. We're only 14% of the United States population. And we're diminishing more and more every day at the hands of our own people. So we got that 14% killing that 14%. That shit don't make no sense. I mean, seriously, it don't, man. We live in a time now where we need to be doing a whole lot better, man, and we need to be looking for a whole lot better. The world that we're in right now, what we need to be doing in this world right now, man, is building. We need to be in this motherfucker trying to buy up some shit. You know what I mean? I myself personally, the way I think is like this here, man. And I'm going to take it back for y'all to where y'all ain't heard me talk about this in a while. I am a great believer in the fact that economics is something that black people need to start learning, practicing, and participating in, especially black economics. And the reason that black economics is so powerful is simply because of the fact that we always talk about the black dollar, the value of the black dollar. You see what I'm saying? And then at the same time, we always talking about how many times does the black dollar rotate before it leaves the black community. In other words, how many times is that $1 spent with black people, right? My idea and my planning of this, the way that I feel, and I said some of y'all heard me say this before, it's my belief that we should have a fucking digital currency. We need the black economist. We need the black scholars. We need those that have a greater understanding of finance and business. We need a think tank. We need to sit down and have the ability to have an understanding of what we need to do. We need to create a black bank where within our own community, we have a digital currency. Fuck that American dollar with the slave owners on the money that we spend. We need a black currency, a digital currency like something similar to Bitcoin, right? And this is the ideology of this, and y'all check me out and listen to what I'm saying. We need something like that there because we need black investors, we need black economists, we need black scholars. We need to sit down and create a black think tank. We need a think tank because we need to figure out how to make this work and how to direct the revenue back into our community. And this is the key to that. We don't worry about how many times that money is spent before it leaves the black community. We put that money into circulation and we tax that money. And the taxation of each and every bit of currency comes back to our black bank. Now, this black bank provides us with things like loans for homes and businesses. It provides scholarships for our children to go to the colleges and universities of their choice. It provides so much within our community that it grants us the ability to empower and buy up the real estate. See, once again, and y'all heard me say this before, you ain't got no hood if you don't own the real estate. So if you out there dying, what did Jay-Z say in the story of OJ? Don't die over the neighborhood where your mama's renting. Very important, very powerful. And it's that way simply because of the fact that when we look at this here for what it truly is, a lot of us we lived in these neighborhoods for oh so long because our parents rented space in these communities. But we never bought nothing. We never invested in these communities. But yet we're willing to live and die over these communities. If you're going to die for the motherfucker, buy something up. I saw a post on Facebook. My homeboy JB from the Other Side Lowrider Club. Also, my homeboy, he from my set from the 20s. And his post was so powerful to me. Because that post said, if you want to die over the hood, you need to go to real estate school so you can learn to buy some real estate in the hood. Now, once you buy some real estate in the hood, you got something to die over. So you can die over what you own in the hood. And that was very powerful because of the fact that the people dying in the hood don't own nothing. I seen another powerful post not long ago. Well, it was a while ago. My homeboy Romeo from Blackstone had posted Edwin Sylvester, and he had posted on Facebook. He said, and I can't get it word for word, but the post said, "I never realized how stupid this shit was." You know what I mean? Talk about the gangbang. It said something to that effect. But then it said, I can never realize how stupid this shit was. I said, and to think about how crazy it is that people was dying over this shit here, shit we never owned. Some of these people died over shit that was owned by housing authority. And that's crazy because that's when we're looking at these areas where if it's owned by housing authority, it's an area that nobody owns any real estate in because the city or the county owns everything. You see what I'm saying? We make proclamations to things that are crazy and they're superficial, things that are not even really existent, and they're only tangible because we can reach out and touch the stop sign or the street sign. Outside of that, there is no bearing and no meaning within life itself when it comes to looking at this here because we are willing to die over the pavement that we walk on. That's it. We ain't even paid. We didn't put $1 on a bag of cement that we walking on that they laid the cement with to make the sidewalk. You see what I'm saying? But we're willing to die over it, man. If we could, if the streets could talk, it would tell you stories of so many young lives that were taken in those streets of people who thought that they were doing right and doing what they were supposed to do because they gave their lives for these communities, for the hood. You see what I'm saying? But then at the same time, man, if the ghost of those people could come back, man, I guarantee you, man, that there will be so much that will be missed that they would actually be giving an understanding of the fact that life itself is so valuable that we waste it because we false validate. You see what I'm saying? When I say false validate, that means that we so stuck on I ain't no pump to where sometimes you need to just turn around and let some shit go because it's better to live through this shit here and come work it out tomorrow rather than to die today. You know what I'm saying? FC Glock Jack Boy said, how do you feel about our president and the way he's leading the country? Well, I'm gonna tell you like this here, man. That motherfucker ain't my president, man. Fuck him. You know, I mean, and I'm like that there. I'm not political because of the fact that first and foremost, the only reason that I will vote because I gotta vote for the lesser two evils. The Democrats, understand this here, man. The Republicans freed the slaves. The enslaved Africans and the descendants of the enslaved Africans were freed by the Republican Party. Abraham Lincoln was a Republican. Now, black people voted Republican all the way up until the Kennedy administration. But this is the thing about that. Early on, all the racism was attached to the Democrats. Think about early KKKs and all that shit there. Look at Joe Biden right now and all the shit they digging up out his past, how he was friends with the KKK, with the Ku Klux Klan and all the Strong Thurman and all these other motherfuckers that he was close with. And these are all known racists, right? Because all the way up to the Kennedy administration, black people were voting Republican. And Republican was considered to be the party for black people at that point, but it flipped over. Then at the same time, we look at the Republican Party, and the Republican Party is full of outright motherfucking straightforward racists. Donald Trump, man, I remember waking up one morning not too long ago, and Donald Trump had a picture of a motherfucker that he retweeted on a golf cart in Florida when they was recording him, and the motherfucker threw up a Heil Hitler sign. It was like white power. And Donald Trump retweeted this here. You know what I'm saying? I mean, shit like this here, I look at it and I say to myself, well, damn, man, this ain't my president. Shit, he don't represent nothing I represent, don't stand for nothing I stand for. You see what I'm saying? And don't get me wrong, I'm not no means, no way racist at all towards any people because of the fact that I feel the worst motherfuckers in the world is those that look most like me because they can get the closest to me and do the most damage to me. But at the same time, it's like, that motherfucker ain't my president. You know what I mean? I looked up and he said Black Lives Matter was a fucking hate group. You know what I mean? Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not a Black Lives Matter member, but I'm a supporter of anything productive to deal with the enhancement of quality of life for black people. I'm not a part of Black Lives Matter. I believe I'm part of a bigger movement. I'm a blood. I'm a part of one of the biggest movements in the United States of America, because in the ghettos all across the Americas, there are bloods. In other countries, there are bloods and Crips. There are fucking bloods and Crips everywhere. And I believe that I'm a part of a bigger movement. Like I said before, how Black Lives Matter is an external movement. I'm a part of the internal movement. I'm one of those people that I believe that have such a great voice that if I touched down in some of these cities here and started actually sitting down and talking and having an creating understandings of what the state of Black people truly is, that a lot of people will be willing to listen to have some understanding about that, simply because of the fact that nobody has ever brought these things to their attention, because Black people are so busy killing one another. Nobody has the nerve, the intellect, or the intuition to sit down and say, hey man, hold up. What the fuck are we accomplishing here? See what I'm saying? Because we living in a time when we gotta come to determination, understanding of how do we build a Black nation. See, we will never have a separate nation from the United States of America, but we still have to be able to create and build among ourselves. See what I'm saying? We'll never be able to build among ourselves because, first and foremost, Willie Lynch is too much alive in our own heads. We can't trust each other. We want to kill each other. I can't see the Black man as a Black man because I'm busy viewing him as a nigga. And as long as I view my Black people that way, then I don't see you as human. I see you as a subhuman. I see you as someone that I can easily degrade and dehumanize. To where my reality within this here is the fact that as a Black person, I got to view you as I view myself. You see what I'm saying? Because of the fact that each and every Black person is a reflection of me. That's the reason why I'm the way that I am these days. Because when I stopped seeing Black people as niggas, when I stopped feeling like everybody was a nigga around me, when I stopped feeling that these motherfuckers weren't the same as me, then I came to a great determination that we are all the same and we've all suffered the same plight somewhere through history. Our ancestors and everybody else. See, the difference with me is that, and those that are old as me have an understanding of the fact that a lot of our families might have been cool back in the days. Because in the old days, the elders, the parents, the grandparents, they controlled the young people. Now the young people are so fucking wild. You know what I mean? And we have to have that understanding. It was somewhere I heard, oh man, what was that dude name? A Trey. His name is man, he's from A Trey. He's OG A Trey, man. And he said some of the most phenomenal shit, man. I heard him speak on Hot 97. And what he said was that somebody mentioned the gangs and he said there always been gangs. And that dude, what that dude said was, he said that the gangs that existed in the 60s and the early in the late 60s and before that, before the Bloods and the Crips, they were pro-Black. Then he said Bloods and Crips are anti-Black. That was some of the most phenomenal shit I've ever heard, because I've never thought about it like that. You know what I mean? And the thing about that is different, because myself personally, the way that I think and the way that I view the world, I view myself as a pro-Black conscious blood. So that's why my ideas are like they are, and that's why I speak the way I speak. Because of the fact that my beliefs is different. Because I believe as a blood, I can assume the identity of someone being conscious because I'm already a part of a big movement. It's just within shaping the ideology of those that are willing to listen and giving an understanding of something greater and giving people understanding of what the rewards are. You see what I'm saying? But anyway, y'all, I'm about to check out. I'm finna get out of here. Y'all, all right, y'all get ready to start y'all watch parties. I want y'all to start watch parties. I want y'all to check my content out, support my content. I want you to follow. I want you to share. I want you to like. I want you to subscribe to my content. MadRonaldRadio.net. That's the website. On Facebook, it is Mad Ronald Radio Network podcast page. That the Mad Ronald Radio Network podcast page on Facebook. Also, my personal page on Facebook is Mad Ronald Rolling. On Instagram, it's Mad_Ronald_Rolling. Y'all check me out. You know what I'm saying? Y'all check me out. Y'all log in. You know what I'm saying? Don't forget to start y'all watch parties and right now and share the content. Let everybody know on Instagram. IGTV is about to start right now for y'all too. So, you know what I mean? Everybody, health, wealth, peace, and prosperity. Y'all have a safe morning. I'm out, man. Mad Ronald is out, man. 20 minutes, y'all.